You're laying in your bed trying to sleep. It's dark. You can't see it, but you feel like something is out there watching you. Imagine you move into your new home and you start to witness some very scary paranormal activity. You don't have the money to move out. You can't tell anyone about it because then they're going to think you're nuts. That's what happened in this bone-chilling true story. And you're going to want to stick around to the end because it's a nightmare. But wait, do you like scary stories? Because if you do, then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel because we're currently putting out 2 stories per week. Also check out our second channel, Mr. B. Rice Shorts, because we have unique stories on that channel in long and short format. Also hit that like button to show your support for the story. This story will be told in first person in his words. My name is Austin Phillips and my life is a nightmare. Every day I have to live with the fact that my life is haunted by the woman in white. When I was young, my mom did her best to shield us from the fact that we were poor. My daddy was a truck driver, so we're in and out of hotels following his work around until we could save enough money to get situated. Within weeks it would get worse. I would hear something calling my name like a whisper. There was something there and it knew my name. I tried to tell my parents about it, but they just shrugged it off and made me feel bad about it like I was imagining things. I tried to tell my friends about it, but they just laughed like it was a joke. Quickly I learned to stop talking about it and keep it to myself. Later my parents told me that I was sleepwalking and I was having these nasty nightmares almost daily. As time progressed, I had this premonition that something bad was going to happen and it was going to come from the closet. So my logic was to keep the doors closed. That was my first encounter with the woman in white who was hanging from my closet. I didn't know who she was or what she wanted. There was an immense sense of hatred that seemed to be emanating from her. This happened almost every single night. I was like maybe 8 at the time, and I tried to get people to help me, but nobody would listen. I tried. I made the mistake of going to my father, and his response to this type of stuff was to whip you. So he punched me in my face and he said, "Evil little brat." These are the people that are supposed to help and protect and love you. And nobody was going to do anything about it. Then things got worse. The woman in white went from hanging in the closet to actually coming out of the closet towards me. I could hear her joints creaking as she came over. And this became our nightly routine. My friend's father was a preacher, so one thing that I tried was to attend church as much as possible. I got baptized, and I tried to communicate with God and ask Him for help. I read my Bible and continued to pray, but still every single night she would come. Eventually my praying would stop and I would curse God and say, "How can you do this to me?" Every single night for 6 years straight she would haunt me. And I couldn't even sleep, so I became desperate. People think that haunted houses are cool, but maybe as an attraction, but where you sleep every single night, it's not cool. I became desperate for something, anything. I found a Ouija board at a local garage sale, but the only thing that I could ever get out of it was hurt you, over and over and over again. One night I was taking a bath and the bath water turned blood red, which made me scream. And as my mom's cleaning the bathtub out, she's just not saying anything. "Mom, something is happening." And I caught a glimpse of her face and I could tell that she was aware. I think maybe it had something to do with the fact that we were poor and it was hard to make rent, so making too much noise in the complex would risk us getting kicked out. Meanwhile, my dad's drinking was getting worse. My mom was pushing us to move out of the complex and move back home. So when we finally did move out of that complex, passing the maintenance man, he said, "I'm surprised you guys lasted that long. The lady before y'all murdered her 2 children in the bathtub and hung herself in the closet." We had moved in within about 2 weeks of that happening. The maintenance man said he had replaced the linoleum floors in the bathroom from the blood soaking, and also the carpeting in the closet because they hadn't found her body for days. I knew in that moment that everybody knew. My parents knew, the landlord and the neighbors knew, everybody knew. And they still let us move into that apartment right after it had happened. For 6 years I was tormented, tortured, and abused by the entity that lived in that house. But when we finally moved, we moved into a house that had a backyard. and everything kind of started to feel okay again. It had stopped and it was okay. I met some of the neighborhood kids. I let my guard down, made friends. One night I was riding my bike and I saw the woman in white again. It scared me so much that I swerved my handlebars and went straight into hitting a car. After thinking that we had gotten away, how is this possible? Houses are supposed to be haunted, not people. But that's not true. My brother told me that he ran into the house to get help. Mom, Austin's hurt. We need to get him to the hospital. And my mom's just there staring into the distance, checked out, smoking a cigarette that's burned to the butt. She turns to him and says, "You're supposed to be dead. You're supposed to be dead." I think that the woman in white was using my mom as a conduit when she was speaking to my brother. I thought that nothing was ever going to be able to make it stop. So I did the only thing that I could think of. I ran away. I gave up everything. I never stayed in one location for very long. I just kept moving around. My logic was, she can't find me. Eventually I met a girl, fell in love, and I had a daughter. I thought that I had outrun it and it was going to be okay. I was working as a cook in a bowling alley. But in that parking lot, I felt her presence again, and it literally gave me a heart attack. When I came back from it, I don't know if it was from the CPR or the heart boosting machine. The paramedic said that I had dehydration and heat stroke, and I had literally died in that parking lot. But when I came back, I felt a sense of relief. I didn't feel attached to her anymore. I think that she had got what she wanted. She wanted me dead. She thought that I was her child that she had murdered and she was coming back to finish the job. But now that she was gone, I could at least finally have some rest and have a good old happy ending. As it turns out, that wasn't the last time that I saw her. A couple days ago, the woman in white has returned. I woke up to find her sitting on the side of my bed, staring at me, that hatred coming from her eyes. I don't know how much longer I can cheat death. I'm scared. Hey guys, I hope you liked the video and thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching the video. We're nothing without our viewers, so just know that I really appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to catch more stories just like this. Help keep you up at night. Also, check out our second channel, Mr. B. Rice Shorts, because we're currently putting videos in long and short form on that channel. But this one is where we're going to be producing all the new long format stories. So make sure you subscribe. Also, make sure you hit the like button to show the story some love, because if you don't, then tell him, Mom. Mom!